up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. I was trying to make sure everything was on before I started talking to y'all. Yes, come on, Doja. Hey, come on, Doja. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. We are down here. I mean, she got her scarf on today because I did not have a scarf. I didn't put a scarf on my head last night. I didn't put no moisturizer on my head. Looks like a tumbleweed. Bitch. And it don't help because it's blonde, girl. I got to dye it and cut it this week. I'm going to cut it today. So what's up, y'all? Y'all like these glasses? I don't know if I like them. I keep trying to clean them because I keep seeing, like, I feel like I see stuff, but it's the frame. It's the frame. I don't like it. I mean, I like it, but you know what I'm saying. I'm on my way to Starbucks. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know that you stopped by. I had to take my kid to basketball practice. But yeah, I did come down here to talk about love and hip hop. And then I wanted to talk about this tweet that Cynthia Bailey's husband put out. You know, Mike Hill, the reform cheater, the recovering cheater. He made a tweet talking about insecure and girlfriends and living single and asking for a show like that centers black men. I want to read some of the responses that he got because I had to respond too, because I don't think personally, oh my God, how did that line get so long already? Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let me go back over here. I'm not. Bitch, that line got so long, I just passed it. Girl, no ma'am. Hang it up. Okay. So let me get to Mike Hill's tweet. Let me turn down Doja Cat. So here's Mike Hill. He says, we've had living single, girlfriends, and insecure shows about positive black women and their relationships with each other. Has there ever been a good, successful TV show? Hold on. About black men like this, one that lasted at least 4 seasons. First of all, let's just say this. In each of those shows, men were there, right? And their relationships with those men were spotlighted, right? In Living Single, you had Kyle and Overton. You had Kyle and Overton and their relationships with each other, right? And Insecure, you had Chad. You had an entire group of men where their relationships with each other were spotlighted. They were not focused on. Now, to my understanding, there are a few shows, I guess one that Tyler Perry tried to produce called Bruh. I've never heard of it. And there's some other shows. Now, while I think it would be a great idea, the answer is men will not watch a show. It will be mostly women watching the show. That's one. In all of these shows, we have got to see the positive side of their relationships and the negative side, or as we like to affectionately call it, the shadow side of their relationships, right? For some odd reason, in this environment, black men do not want to see their shadow side. You know why? Because they don't have a shadow. They are infallible. One guy in this thread told me that they would need to have a writer's room full of men. I said, if you had a writer's room full of black men telling their story, they would lie. They would lie. They wouldn't tell the truth because no man wants to see the times when they're not operating from their best selves, right? So in these episodes of these positive male relationships, are you going to show the men who, the shadow side, where out of that friend group, one man is talking to one woman, and out of his friend group, one of his friends is trying to talk to her too, on the low, without him knowing? You gonna talk about that? Because for me, I feel like a lot of black men's personalities, there's no range outside of what they can do with their penises. I'm sorry, that's how they present themselves. I can't help how they present themselves and how I perceive what they're presenting to the world. Right? So I'm going to read you a couple of tweets. And I responded and said, you want to show exhibiting complex, multidimensional, vulnerable black men? Is there a market for that? Is there a market for multidimensional, complex, vulnerable black men? Because we have the shows showing the women vulnerable, complex, multidimensional, but are men interested in seeing themselves like that? Because what happens when you show multidimensional people, they're not all positive. It's not all positive. So if you want to show about positive, college educated, what the digital spaces like to call y'all educated lames, because just because you got a couple letters behind your name doesn't mean your personality lacks. Some of y'all want to see images of yourselves as you see yourselves. Perfect. You see yourselves as without flaws because you spend a lot of time, and I'm talking about mostly in digital spaces, you spend a lot of time discussing the external issues that you guys have as a group. You don't focus on the internal issues. You spend most time blaming black women for the state that you're in. Then you actually take account of how your behavior and your image is your own. No one else is responsible for your image, black man, not a black woman, especially in a patriarchy, where, again, you get to go to the front of the line simply because you have a dick. You don't get in front of the white man because he's white. You stand right behind him, right? Just like the white woman. That's why y'all be boohooing on each other's shoulder, because y'all just one step away from being able to enact the violence and practice the privilege that white men do. But that's another story for another day. Do you guys want a show exhibiting complex, multidimensional, vulnerable black men? Would black men watch a show that may hold a mirror to the shadow side of their personalities? I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. Any men in the comments that are not gay, tell me if you're interested in seeing the complexities of your personalities, because it's not always positive. If you want to see a show about positive, educated black men, because, you know, a lot of people came out and was like, Atlanta. Atlanta is a great show about a group of friends, black male friends, and the complexities of their personalities and the multidimensional aspects of their existence. They show that on, and you know, the writers of Atlanta, they do great writing. So you got to see that. And when he came back, every time someone said something, Mike Hill moved the goalposts every single time. And if you guys can tell me that your personalities are as expansive and you want to see that, then okay, great. You can have a show. But I don't think y'all want to see that. I'm going to read y'all some of these comments. Now I'm in this line. Here's some comment says, some guy says, that's not exactly what he's asking for. And I said, that's what's wrong with y'all. Every time you explain something and someone comes back with clarity of of your statement, you always say, that's not what he meant. That's not what I meant. It's never what you mean. It's never what you say. It's never what you say. Someone says, this is what I'm thinking. If the show features unhinged, misogyny, homophobia, sexism, then no one's going to watch it. But if they do the opposite, I feel like black men will hate it. This guy comes back and says, you have a lowly view of black men, which is why you think the show would automatically be about that. Again, you're looking at this from a lens of a woman and maybe even bitterness. If there was ever a show written like this, I don't think women should be in the writer's room. I said, y'all love to call someone bitter. You see how it flips? We're talking about a television show about black men, the positive about black men. And now you're online telling a woman that you don't think women should be in a writer's room on a show about black men because they're bitter. So that means you only want to show the sweet side, right? The sunlight, right? You don't want to show the dark, the shadow, the low level, the low vibrational that you guys seem to reside in on a more consistent basis than in the sunlight. I'm just going by what I'm observing. Y'all love to call someone bitter, talking about the result of mistreatment, but not the mistreatment. Y'all want a show about positive black men that are lies about who y'all actually are. You are responsible for changing your social image, not a fucking TV show. I said, if black women aren't in the writer's room on a show about black men, you will end up with a show about infallible men. But you will have to share how black men treat black women in their relationships when they haven't done the work. Listen, when they haven't done the work. Did you hear what I said? When they haven't done the work. I'm going to say it one more time for those who are going to conveniently skip over when they haven't done the work. Y'all are chaotic and disorderly. Your social currency and image are low by your own doing, not black women. So if you're going to write a story about black men, a positive story, you're going to have to show the other side of that. And y'all don't think that that exists for some odd reason. Here comes another person. They repeat white feminist phrases. So white feminists, they inject white feminists in an effort to insult you. That's a way to insult you by calling you a white feminist. They repeat white feminist phrases about black men, and that's exactly why these shows don't exist. So women like them can share the same views about black men as white supremacists do. Let me tell you something. If there's any group of people who uphold the illusion of white supremacy, it's black men. Cisgender, heterosexual black men. Black body with a white brain, basically like the people in Get Out. But you don't have no face or no nothing on you. Let's look at your face. Niggas are crazy. So y'all let me know. Do you want a positive show about black men? Let me show you what the people said. Hold on, let me see what the people said. Someone said, David Makes a Man, The Game, One-on-One, Barbershop, Cuts, Noah's Ark, In the House, The Steve Harvey Show. Great shows. There should be more, but let me be honest. Successful is a weird linchpin. Women's shows do better because black women show up and are cultural cultivationists. Insecure held a mirror up to black women in a way that black men could not handle, because if and when we did a show similar to Insecure with black men, we would have to unpack our misogyny, rapist behaviors, infidelity, inadequate parenting, incarceration, good guy ideals. Hold on. Let me, baby, he's talking his shit. Who is this? This is a man, honey. Hold on a second, baby. Yes, can I have a grande dirty chai tea latte, a double with almond milk? I'm sorry, with oat milk. Um, 2 pumps of brown sugar syrup.
Okay.
And 180 degrees, please.
180 degrees, okay.
That's it.
Alright, does your order look comfortable screen for today?
It does.
Alright, okay, I put yourself 75, thank you.
Thank you. Girl, let me finish what this man said, honey. I got a man, but I want you. I got a man, but I want you. Yes. Yes. This is my shit right here. This used to be my shit. Come on, bitch. You just want a lap dance. Hey. Hey, come on, Doja. She still be on the sites with the white men. Good job. Okay, so this man said the good guy ideals. Hold on, let me finish. He says homophobia. Wait, I'm not finished. Okay, let me start all over because this guy, what he said was good, honey. Insecure held, his name is Just Henry. Insecure held a mirror up to black women in a way that black men could not handle. Because if and when we did a show similar to Insecure with black men, we would have to unpack. You ready? Your misogyny, your rapist behaviors, your infidelity, your inadequate parenting, your incarceration, your good guy ideas, your homophobia, your transphobia, your obsession with white women, your Oedipus complex in your relationships with your mothers, your lack of emotional intelligence, and I'm sure a litany of other things men experience while somehow still making y'all likable and interesting to the audience. Bitch, when I tell you,
now that's how you clear a bitch.
Baby, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but who would want to watch your demise? Also, I think many cishet men don't want to see how terrible they are. I'm glad a man said it. When a dick says it, y'all put more value in it. So a dick said it. So there you go. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what y'all want to do. Okay? Baby, you cleared. Now that's how you clear a bitch. Baby. Now that's how you clear a bitch. I just gotta find. Oh, let me put my mask on. I'm trying to do something. Bitch. That's how you clear a bitch. It really is. Hopefully they made it right. We'll see. I just wanna go night, yeah. Oh. Thank you. You too. Girl, and the girl came back. Hold on. I can't wait. Hold on. Let me get down here. That's it for this video because I just wanted to talk about Mike Hill because these guys, you know what it is that for me, when I'm in digital spaces with black men, I really feel like I'm about to get on a carousel that's going to start going real slow. And then it's going to start speeding up. And slowly but surely it starts speeding up until you're fucking dizzy. And guess what? You haven't gone nowhere. Nowhere. A fucking place. You in the same fucking horse saddle going up and down in a conversation about nothing. Because nothing is going to get accomplished because their goal is to, one, win the argument, and two, make it seem like they're not at fault for anything. So it's like, I want to be right, meaning that you're wrong, so there is no room for understanding and actually having a conversation because the goal is to win and be right. That's it. And when you have been socialized to believe that because you have a penis, you are then more logical, you actually believe everything that comes out of your mouth is sound and logical. So whenever somebody says anything back to you about a statement that you've made, your response will more likely be, you don't understand where I'm coming from, or you're not following me, or that's not what I said, or I didn't mean that, right? And then the goalposts move to the other side of the carousel, and you looking for the goalpost. You steadily looking for the goalpost. It's on the other end of the carousel, and your ass is about to get dizzy in this conversation. And that's what I have a problem with. That's why I in conversations with cisgender heterosexual black men in digital spaces, it's very difficult because there's no room for actual conversation, because his goal in his brain, his goal is to be right and to win. That's it. There's no other room for any type of conversation. And this is why you can't have shows showing your complexity. You can't, they say Love Life on Netflix or Hulu or something is really good. Every time I pass that house and all that junk in their front yard, it drives me insane. That's not my yard, but every time I drive by it, I'll be like, why do y'all have all that shit? It looks like a mini landfill. Why do you have all that shit in your yard? And let's see what else. Okay, so let's see. Here, I'm gonna finish what I said to this man, because he kept coming back and back, and I want you to hear, and you let me know what you think about how the conversation went. Like I said, you get into like these carousel conversations, and they go nowhere, and they go nowhere fast. All right. He says, hold on, here he goes. Hold on. Oh, hold on, let me go back. He says, that's not what he's asking for. Some other guy came back and said that's exactly what he's asking for. But there's no market for watching black men be problematic together. Yeah, because it's not on the shelf yet. You're telling me, this is a man, you're telling me there's just nothing interesting about the life of black men that can't be illustrated in TV. There's stories to be told. People will listen. Black men have successful podcasts now. Insecure continually show the shadow side of black women. Their therapy sections, their toxic behavior in relationships, their ill-advised sexual behaviors and choices. If he is using Insecure as a reference for what a show about black men should be, it would necessitate this. Okay, a black man will watch it. Why wouldn't there be a market for that? Somebody says, I think there's an audience for a show like that. Would be more woman-based than you think. Yeah, probably still. Then he says, you have a lowly view of black men. And that's when I said, if there were no black women in a writer's room and a show about black men, you guys would lie. Because you already have a distorted image of yourselves through the lens of patriarchy, right? Where you think you're always logical, where you think you're always sound, where you think your statements are always true and valid and can be applied. And you believe that in every argument or in every discussion that the goal is to debate and then win the debate and then be right in the debate. So it's a lot of useless, futile discussions that happen in these spaces. But if we were to have just black men, y'all lied on a survey about black fathers being present. That was a self-reported survey. And if you already come from a space where you don't believe you're wrong in anything you do, where everything you say is sound and logical, you're going to lie on a survey that actually was spotlight that you're not as present as you should be. You will operate from the idealized version of yourself instead of the reality of who you are. And for some reason, black men feel like they don't have a shadow. They don't have a shadow. They don't have a shadow. They're infallible creatures. Make no mistakes. And if they make a mistake, I guarantee you, 99.8% of the time, it's going to be a black woman's fault. Yep. Mm-hmm. It will. It will. It will. He said that's another way for y'all to control the conversation and the image of black men. In a patriarchy, you don't have control over your own image, black man. How can a woman in this world control your image? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It shouldn't come. I don't know what he said. It shouldn't come, y'all, Dialogues that don't even happen among men will be inserted, and it won't be realistic. Allow for Black men to be hands-on in telling their story, since we on our own right. I said, how are you in a man's world blaming a Black woman for controlling your image? You are a Black man in a patriarchy. You are the only one who has control over your image. Stop blaming someone and take accountability for your image. This is why you don't have a TV show. Y'all can't tell the truth. Y'all can't tell the truth. He says, are you purposely trying to misunderstand me? If Black women are in a room writing stories about the realities of Black men, that controls the collective image of the Black man. So is the only truth yours? I said, you can't have a writer's room of only Black men, because the characters will come out infallible, without flaws, perfect. You guys have a distorted image of yourselves. So when you retell stories, they're full of inconsistencies and fallacies. They are. Y'all like to operate from your idealized version of yourself and not the real version of yourself, because you can't even face your shadow. That is it on its head. You can't face your shadow. So every time you look at yourself, you see a perfect human being. And if for some odd reason there's a stain on you in some way, that stain was put on you by a Black woman, not yourself. And that's the problem. Because you can't even take accountability. Y'all had a heart attack with the way that Lawrence was acting on Insecure. So if you can't handle Lawrence, Ashy Larry, what do you think a 35-minute show focusing on your complexities in your personalities? Because yes, in a group of men, you still gonna have the nigga who's cheating on his wife. You still gonna have the nigga who ain't shit. You gonna still have the nigga who ain't dealt with his issues, his mommy or daddy issues yet. You're gonna still have those groups of men, whether they have degrees or not. Whether you have degrees, that's what the thing that I don't understand. You guys believe that a degree erases your fucked up personalities? Is that what we're doing? Hey!